So Troy, Wolverine or feet?
Yeah, motherfucker. Listen, so that rings the power trail, you guys. I mean, wow, it looks really impressive.
Yeah.
Rings the power.
So would you rather have a foot or a Wolverine on your ring of power? Which way you gonna?
So Wolverine with a long wang.
Yeah. or a transgender with some nice feet. When a chimpanzee has alopecia and you can see every muscle.
Right.
That's what Mikey Musumeci looks like. I'm like, dude, that guy's grip would hurt. Like,
Case of the Jada Pinkett's.
Oh, dude,
So you think that they could do that with that Imane Khelif guy? Just different camera angles?
Listen,
and
asshole.
make her look like a woman.
We just backtracked on that forever.
Nelson, we made it out alive.
She's a she. Well, I'm on Team Long Wang.
And you have to put them in that order every single time.
And no, it doesn't matter how you move it. It's either Long Wang or Wang Long. Like, either way, that's fucking awesome. That's the best diving team in the entire fucking Olympics. Yeah, I'm looking at bacon, bro. I'm good.
Yep. You got something to drink?
Dude, I got my 2 hands. I got bacon. I don't want to. I hyper caffeinated, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
I spent all night doing shots, like listening to a live band and eating buffalo wings.
So preparing for the podcast.
And then I fucking woke up and like watched Joe Rogan Special this morning, drank nothing but a fruit smoothie and drank like strong black coffee. And like it was a time bomb.
Yeah, man.
Like
all those wings and everything.
Oh, dude, I almost shit on 441. I was like, bro. Like, I'm like driving here sweating. I'm like, fuck.
That is a cocktail of destruction.
Nelson starts explaining like what we're going to talk about. I'm like, bro, I'm going to fucking shit running down my legs. Like, I'm going to die.
I could tell. The face you made was exactly that. Intense.
I was like, nice to meet you, Troy. All right, I'm looking at him going, okay, what's the point? Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I'm talking to him. I'm watching just sweat trickle down from his forehead.
I'm sitting here like, don't cough. Don't fucking
cough.
Shit.
Nobody make any sudden moves.
I should have prolonged it. Right?
You should have. That'd have been the friend thing.
That's friendship.
Start explaining like the politics of Gotham or something. Yes. I'd have been like, this is good.
Like the Batman movie.
Oh yeah, at 1 in the morning. That's what you want to hear. That's what you want to hear.
Eddie, send it away. Welcome to the Sofa Kingdom podcast with your host Nelson.
I'm Ian.
Ed.
And our very special guest today,
Troy.
Returning guest. That means he likes us.
I love you guys.
All right.
To be fair, he just met me, so we'll see how today goes.
Yeah. So the jury's still out.
It's still out.
See how it goes.
Now the team is united.
Yeah, I was a little nervous, guys. I won't lie. I lost my voice at the beginning of the week. So if you hear it crackle or make some weird sounds throughout the podcast,
you were cheering for Imane Khelif and her boxing.
I definitely was.
I know
I was
you're
like,
a big fan. I know
you get in there and you beat that woman like a man.
Oh boy!
Jesus
Getting
Christ!
right into it.
Yeah,
I love it. That's what we do. We don't grease anything up. We just,
okay, so
right
let's jump right into this motherfucker. All right, we're gonna talk about it because there have been some conflicting reports.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. A lot of misinformation out
If
there.
this poor woman is a biological woman with nothing else going on than just some slightly manly features, I feel pretty bad for her because everybody is coming out the woodwork with different variations.
I shared a bunch of hateful shit. I feel really bad. I jumped on the fucking bandwagon. I was like, wow.
Yes.
I called her a mutant. I had to retract so many statements.
Yes.
I was like, fuck.
Yes.
I mean, some people are saying
Damn
born.
you, Joe Rogan.
Yeah, some people are saying born a female but with a genetic condition for high testosterone. Other people are saying born XY, but with a condition where she presents as female physically. Other people are like, none of that is at all happening. Just a woman with manly features. It's all over the fucking place.
This is nothing a good coat of lipstick
No, bro.
can't fix.
No. It would be the stiffest hand job of your life. Listen.
She needs her high school walk down to the prom moment where, they take off the glasses and they do the hair. They're like, oh!
Right. I mean, still, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. It depends how you look at it. I don't know. I did a deep dive, and I think I may have gotten, to the bottom of it because it was me and an anesthesiologist and like a bunch of people just did a deep dive.
So medical professionals.
We tried. We got to we learned some shit. I learned some shit because I was like,
go
wait a
for
minute. They're saying that it's a biological woman, so I did a deep dive, and supposedly she has something called Zweier syndrome. And because I'm like, how the fuck can a woman have a Y chromosome? That makes no sense. Like it's like but apparently during development, something happens with like the sex organs where like you're about to be born a man, but something shifts. So like you develop female organs and you have an XY chromosome and you have lower testosterone than a man, but you have higher testosterone than a woman. And like she could still technically have kids, but it would have to be in vitro fertilization because her ovaries are useless.
Right.
Has a vagina, has a uterus, useless ovaries.
Right.
Like, so technically,
I mean, but the way she looks, those ovaries
Bro,
are useless anyway. Because ain't no man jumping in that bitch.
the chin and the shoulders, like I bought the hook,
Manly,
line, and sinker. I
manly.
bought it hook, line, and sinker.
Very manly.
Like when people were saying trans, and I didn't think, oh, Algeria, Muslim country, they kill you for that shit over there.
Yeah, yeah,
So
absolutely.
I'm like, okay, so she's not trans, and like it's not a he. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, did I just literally share a bunch of misinformation about this poor girl?
Sure.
I'm that kid in Forrest Gump. Can't sit here. I'm that fucking kid.
Right.
I turned into
Shit.
I'm that little shit. I was like,
Yes.
fuck.
Yes.
So I had to retract everything.
Okay.
I ate a big bull. I was an evil white man.
'Cause
Yes.
we've
Evil white man.
seen similar. It was in racing and biologically female XX, but she does have a condition where she has higher than normal testosterone. So if you test her on the testosterone based on other women, she presents with a higher. But that's just her genetics.
race?
Which is why she was
Right.
disqualified from the world championships.
Yeah,
Right.
but yeah, she was a runner, so with a naturally higher
I thought you were talking
testosterone.
about Danica Patrick or something. I'm like,
No,
wait,
no.
No, not car racing, like
She's hot as fuck.
running racing.
she's a strong kid.
But
Oh,
even
yeah.
even then, I think testosterone is
I'll test that
responsible for reaction time. So higher testosterone, which is why men have a higher reaction time, which does apply even to car racing. How quickly you react to some of the turns.
but also-
more in Formula One than NASCAR.
Yeah.
but
Where
you
you're
know,
just turning
an
left.
advantage is an
Yeah.
advantage.
But also, to be fair, a lot of the news that was coming out about this Imane Khelif,
Yeah.
right, was that they were disqualified in other organizations
Yes.
because of their testosterone levels.
Right.
So that supported the theory that, hey, this is a biological male or a trans female competing with women and possibly battering a woman in a way that it was
Which
like that she
pissed-
had
it
to
pissed-
quit.
It pissed a lot of people off.
It did.
But there's even conflicting reports saying that the disqualifications didn't happen. So it's like, who's telling the fucking truth? And how much time do the average person have to spend to find out about one person out of the thousands of people?
It would not be the first
competing?
time that the Olympics allowed a trans athlete, because if we remember back to 2020, they had that New Zealand powerlifter.
Yes.
That was a dude. That was not a very good dude powerlifter that switched genders and then was lifting with the women.
Yep.
Then it went to 2020 and failed out of all three lifts and shit the bed.
Right.
I was booing so loud they could hear me from Tokyo. Yeah, boo, you took a woman's spot and you suck, boo.
I think the juicier part, like, let's turn this into like an epistemology podcast. Like,
What
how
about
do we
that?
determine what is true?
Right. Yes.
In this
Yeah.
day and age,
It's tough.
Yeah,
no,
it
it's
is.
really, really tough.
It's difficult, but if you have to imagine, if you're putting yourself not just out publicly, but on the world stage as an athlete, you're going to have to deal with some uncomfortable questions and accusations, plausibly. And unfortunately for her, that's what's happening. And either you can shy away or you can have to do whatever testing is necessary.
Right.
Right.
I mean, if you do a blood test, like, look, XX, everyone shut the fuck up.
Right.
yeah.
I think what it falls under is the conversation should be more along the lines of, do we feel that transgender women should compete against your traditional woman in combat sports?
Right.
Right. Because I do think that there is some nuance when it comes to like javelin throwing and stuff like that. But I feel like combat sports where somebody can really get hurt because their
there's
bone
more on the
structure,
line
their
than a
bone
medal.
density.
I don't feel like
Brain damage is on the
different.
line.
I don't feel like if you're born a biological man, like if you're born a man like us, sitting
Yes,
here,
yes.
from what I know, from what I can.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I can prove it. I can prove it. Oh, I can prove it.
We're on. We're live.
So I hold my tea.
From what, oh, you're drinking tea? Okay, 3 out of 4. I think if you're born a man, I don't think you compete against women that are born biological women in anything. I think, especially if you get to a point where like your bones are developed, your muscles are developed, you got a structure that's laid down by testosterone.
I think what this whole situation is highlighting, though, is like, how do you define? So you got the man category. How do you define the other category?
Well,
And so-
here's the thing that for me at least helps reframe some of this. Recent research has been showing that having higher testosterone, even cheating with steroids, it increases your ability permanently to maintain more muscle mass and put muscle on faster.
Right.
And we have already shown that if you exercise for a long time and then you stop, when you start again, your body has a memory and it picks it back up faster.
Sure.
Right.
So even when you transition over, everything else can somehow be equated to a genetic female.
Correct.
The problem still remains that if you were previously very athletic and you had that much more muscle mass on, you still now have the capacity to be stronger than if you were naturally born a female. And even changing your hormones doesn't change that because you still have testosterone in your body. Women have testosterone.
Right.
It's a normal part of the body.
The foundation remains.
Just like men have estrogen. We just have a different balance than women.
Yeah.
Right.
So like if you're transitioning from woman to man and you want to compete against man, go for it. I mean, fuck.
Well, that's what
Props
I've
to you. I mean,
I've heard a
Jesus.
solution be like there's an open competition where anybody can sign up.
I love that
Whatever.
division.
And then there's an other restricted class. But what this boxer
Call it
kind of brings to
unlimited.
light-
You know what I mean?
Right.
Hung what you brung. I like
Right.
that.
But then
I like that.
how do you allow
brung.
entry into the more limited where it's just somebody who's what under a certain testosterone level, but they
Right.
might have done testosterone boosting 10 years
I
ago.
just-
I mean,
But it's just like weight classes, right?
Yeah.
When you have boxers, they have different weight classes for a reason, so that the competition is fair,
right. But that
so you
didn't
can do
work
the
here.
same thing, right, with transgender athletes. Give them their own division, or make an open division, so that whoever wants to compete in that division, at least they know what they're up against.
Right.
But how do you get like someone like I have no idea if this boxer was like bad faith trying to qualify one way or the other. I have no reason. To
Right.
believe
That's
that.
still up in the
But
air.
what if you do have someone like that who's going to be a bad actor?
Yes.
And they're going to just I was lifting as one class, now I'm going to lift as another. I'm going to. It's kind of like tinkering with the scales.
It is.
Right.
It is.
How do you deal with that athlete? That's
one of the things you have to, because if you take it from outside of athletes and you say, let's say the death penalty.
Right.
Wow.
Wow.
Left turn.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Hard
So
luck.
you have to
Kill 'em
weigh.
all.
You have to weigh.
Now
hey,
we're in Texas.
Some of these people that
we are in
may
Florida.
have the death penalty may be innocent.
Right.
Yes.
So
right,
maybe
right.
we
Cost
shouldn't
benefit.
have
Ever do it.
this
Right.
because there are going to be some
Yes.
people who are innocent
Yeah.
who shouldn't suffer that.
Yeah.
And with the system, when you apply that kind of logic to the sport, like there are going to be people that cheat.
Right.
But
And you
should
gotta allow the grift.
everybody that's innocent be punished for this one asshole that's cheating?
Well, it depends because that cheater kind of spoils the whole thing. You know,
does.
like how can an honest person ever get gold?
Yeah.
But I think too, though, what we miss is like as a layperson, I don't follow sports, but sports, especially at a global level, selects for genetic freaks.
Correct.
It does.
Right? Like what I was thinking about was like, man,
I mean,
it would
look at
be- it
Michael
would be-
Phelps.
Well,
Yeah.
I was thinking about the
Yeah.
boxing thing. Like, man, it would be really crazy if there were no classes and you'd have females competing against like Floyd Mayweather, and how many women could beat up Floyd Mayweather? And then I started thinking,
Zero.
how many
Zero.
dudes
Zero.
could
Zero.
beat up Floyd Mayweather? The guy's a freak.
Right.
He's a freak.
Yeah.
And I don't mean
But
freak
look,
derogatorily.
even think about it like when it comes to like soccer or tennis. They have proven that professional soccer women's teams couldn't even compete on a level with male high school level soccer teams. They were getting thrashed.
Yeah.
Right? This
Yeah.
was like an Olympic team.
Yes.
Okay, so when you have to take all of these things into consideration, if you make it a choice and then people compete in this open class, then it's on them.
Right.
And at least they know what they're getting into. But for now, I think you need to have genetically
interesting is-
born women and genetically born men
But then what do
competing
you do
against
with this
each
boxer?
other.
How do
See,
you
this
qualify?
boxer-
No, but jiu-jitsu does this already. There's weight classes, but then there's the open division. And you'll have
can do whatever you want.
Mighty Mouse versus like a 300-pound guy.
Yeah.
And he fucking wins. He
Right.
was
Sure.
just
Right, right.
that day he was better.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you break it down to just weight classes, yeah, you're still gonna have the genetic freaks winning.
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
game.
With this boxer, I think since she's born technically genetically a woman, she's born a woman. I mean, with this slight mutation with the chromosomes,
like Professor Xavier.
I mean, bro, I think I'm just trying to look at it from her point of view, and it's like,
Sure,
man,
sure.
it's like you got elevated testosterone, but
But you're still a woman.
it's still a woman at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I'm and if you look at her record, she has lost in the past to women.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
And it's one of the things where chances are here's someone
and
who
I
was
feel bad for making fun of her, so I'm kind of rooting for her now. I'm like, God damn it! Like,
It's like
Yeah.
chances are, because at amateur and child levels, you don't know about necessarily some of these genetic things.
Mm-hmm.
You're just competing because you love it. So you spend years competing, and then you
Right.
get to a stage where they start testing people, and then they go, "Oh, hey, you've technically plausibly been cheating." And you're
Right.
like, "Well, I already dedicated
My
10,
whole
life.
15 years of my life out of 20 years to this thing.
All right.
The fuck am I supposed to do now?"
I think it all comes down to Brock Lesnar's daughter, right? If you look at Brock Lesnar, you know who he is?
Not a clue.
He is probably one of the world's largest UFC and wrestlers ever to compete. Now look at
He's
a
up
picture
there, yeah.
of his daughter. This is his daughter.
The genetics are strong.
Wow.
You would think that that is a man.
I'm scared.
And she's going to rob you.
Yeah.
And you can't get away. That's absolutely
She
correct,
looks
sir,
like
in
the
all
actor.
levels.
We were talking about psychopaths earlier. She looks like the guy. I can't think of his fucking name. The emotionless blonde dude who's a psycho in like every movie. Why can't I think of his fucking name?
I know you're talking about. He's in
Keanu
Civil
Reeves.
War.
No.
He's in Civil
No, I know,
War.
I know. So look, this is her father.
He plays like a radical. Yeah, there's her dad.
That's her
Oh
dad.
yeah, you're right. It is that guy.
Yeah,
And he's
Civil
at,
War,
at the mass burial or whatever.
Troy,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is her father.
Oh wow.
Okay, right?
He's a big boy.
So he's a genetic freak. He absolutely is. But his daughter
broke
shares-
every record in the shot put at her school.
Right,
She's
but
a
she
genetic
is
freak.
genetically a female. But her genes, because her father and her mother were both professional wrestlers.
Yep.
Look at
She
John.
is a large woman.
Look at John Jones' family.
Yes.
I don't know who the fuck his mom and dad were, but
John Jones is the runt of the family.
yeah.
Wow.
John Jones, best UFC fighter ever. Other brother Arthur, Super Bowl winner. The other brother Chandler, Super Bowl winner.
Right.
He's the only one without a ring, but he's still the most decorated UFC champion ever.
So genetics play a huge factor.
Holy fuck, they
I
do.
think-
That's always what's going to happen.
It's always what's
Yeah.
going to happen when it comes to sports.
Right.
Yeah.
So you just have to really find better ways to mitigate
Yeah.
who is competing where to try to keep it as fair
Floyd
as possible.
Mayweather, both his uncle and his dad, professional boxers.
Yeah.
Floyd and Roger. So
Yeah, it's going to happen that way.
I think what the whole discussion is based around is try to make competition fair, but inherently it's not going to be fair. Like there's something about, the average person could train as much
Yeah.
as Floyd Mayweather. He's born with something.
he's
that
got
the
instincts.
average-
And he's
that
been
you
boxing
can't-
since he could walk.
I agree.
Right. Well, but I
You
think
can't,
what I'm
like-
trying to say is like let's take two random people and have them both train exactly as much in exactly the same way. One of them is just going to be born
Be better.
a little better.
Be better.
And
Well, that's why
there's
they
nothing
say.
you can do
That's why
about
they
it.
say hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Sure.
I can
Right.
fucking do basketball as much as I want. LeBron James is still gonna beat me.
Yeah,
He's
it's
gonna
like-
beat me.
right.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's got genetic gifts I don't fucking have.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
like the conversations of high level jiu-jitsu players, the people that get there the fastest. Is like, oh, a lot of those guys are slightly on the spectrum. They have the ability to obsess about it to the point where it allows them to stick in there longer than other people, and they just get there faster.
Like the Galval brothers, where they're like, "Do you have any other hobbies outside of jiu-jitsu?" And he just like calmly looks at the camera and goes, "No." It's like, okay, all right, dude.
And this is a guy that I have to compete at like ADCC for a $13 medal.
No, no way, man. Not having my legs snapped in half. Fuck that.
That's why they're like, oh, do you want to compete? I'm like, I tried my hat at it. I love jujitsu, but I'm like, also like, I also work a full-time job.
Yeah,
I
right,
also have
right.
other interests. So I feel like if I am not 100% committed to go to like a world competition tournament for somebody who eats, sleep, breathes, shits jujitsu.
Have you seen Mikey Musumeci's body?
yeah, it's silly.
And what's weird is
silly.
he passes drug tests.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's like the #1 anti-doping like dude in jiu-jitsu. His body is fucking disgusting.
He's
I'm
lean
like,
enough.
what the
He's
fuck?
lean enough on any day of the week to walk on a bodybuilding stage and be the most shredded fucking guy
He
there.
looks like he's on gear, but he's not. He's just nerdy little fucking dude that eats pasta and,
and
shit.
he just
but
does
he will strangle you to
jujitsu
death.
all
he is-
day. That's all
the way
he
his body
does.
looks. He's terrifying.
Pizza,
Wow.
Yeah.
pasta, jujitsu, repeat. That's
Like
it.
when a chimpanzee, has alopecia and you can see every muscle.
Yeah, right,
and it's
right,
like,
right.
That's what Mikey Musumeci looks like. I'm like,
Oh my
dude,
God.
that guy's grip would hurt. Like,
Yeah.
fuck
Case of
that.
the Jada Pinkett's.
Oh, dude, being in his guard would hurt. It would just hurt. Just having him put you in his guard would it would hurt your whole body. I'd like, no, I can't do this. I just no.
All right, let's take it away from this very controversial man versus woman and
Or just really strong woman versus
Or-
another woman.
yes, true. So man versus woman. Let's jump into some of these trailers that we were seeing that just came out of Comic-Con. I know that you were very, very vocal, so to speak, about Hellboy.
I was listening to the trailer while I was shitting, and I had some things to say. I was like, oh yeah, I remember that graphic novel.
It looks like they're taking it a different direction. They're taking it more paranormal.
Leaning heavily into like a paranormal thriller.
The third Hellboy. I mean, this is different than a lot of other Hellboy like graphic novels though. Like Hellboy normally like it's a comic book.
Yes.
This one was like it was different than the others, as in it was like darker and the story was really like eerie and like a lot. Some people like it, some people don't like it, which is why I'm surprised this movie came out of fucking left field.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we're making this this now?
But they keep trying to resurrect Hellboy for some reason. I don't understand why.
I don't think you're going to get it. You had Ron Perlman, who I think most of the fans say that's Hellboy.
That was it. Yes.
That's because he was born with that head.
Yes.
Ron Perlman gets out of bed.
Yeah.
And looks like Hellboy.
He is Hellboy.
Like, all you have to do is literally throw red paint on his face and he's fucking Hellboy.
I'm surprised they haven't made a permanent cast of Ron Perlman's face and just throw it on every actor since.
They tried it with the dude from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
That's also he's in Marvel. He plays the Soviet dude.
Yeah.
They tried it with him. The movie was it was all right. But like it wasn't Ron Perlman. It wasn't the first Hellboy and Hellboy Golden Army. And then now they're doing this one, and I don't know, man. Like,
it kind of falls under the same category of like Hugh Jackman. Who's gonna play Wolverine after that man? Like, he is the staple Wolverine. So anybody that takes the role after him, good luck.
I think at this point he's locked in for the next couple of movies. At this point, because they're doing multiverse stuff still. If they do. I mean, when they bring them into Secret Wars, it's going to be him.
Wolverine versus
maybe they'll
Hulk,
have
supposedly being made.
Maybe they'll have another, alternate someone else that's playing Wolverine also. But to not have Hugh Jackman in there when they come into Secret Wars would be silly.
Yeah. I think Daniel Radcliffe to me still looks like the best and running.
I am mildly upset that he didn't make a cameo as Wolverine.
Daniel Radcliffe, he's been doing some working out, man.
Yeah.
Have you not seen?
No, I don't mean chest muscles. I mean chest hair.
Oh, they could glue that on.
They can.
Weird though. Everybody would know.
CGI.
Yeah, they can add all that stuff on. But he's always been a fan
They can just
cast.
shave Burt Kreischer and stick it all on Daniel Radcliffe's chest, and we're good to go.
He's always been a fan cast because of his height, and they're like, he's already a fitness nut. He's not necessarily as big as he should be, but height-wise, and he has a solid beard. Put some claws on him.
Look at these side-by-side comparison.
Oh wow!
I mean, he's got the physique now. He has been working out for it.
Harry Potter. I'm
Look at that.
Oh,
I mean, he's been working out. I mean, and he's changed his whole look to kind of feel like a Wolverine.
That'd be a hell of a transition, though.
It'll be interesting.
You transition from fucking Harry Potter to Wolverine.
This is how you do it.
Yeah,
I guess.
No, this is how you do it. Expelliarmus. Wolverine, the motherfucker, right there.
That disarms people. So,
exactly.
No. Okay.
Exactly. Disarm the audience. Throw that motherfucker in there.
All right. Whatever you want to do. I mean, those are big shoes to fill. I wouldn't want to do it.
When I seen Henry Cavill, as excited I was to see it, he's too big. He's far too large.
I think
to play Wolverine.
That's got to be the biggest I've ever seen him. He was fucking huge.
Yeah, he was gigantic.
Yeah, he's like rock levels big.
Yeah.
Have you seen Deadpool vs. Wolverine yet?
No.
They did like a cameo where he plays Wolverine.
Okay.
Like for an instance.
For a brief moment, you see what Henry Cavill would look like as Wolverine.
And he looked great.
He's fucking huge.
Aesthetically, but he's giant.
He's giant, but Henry Cavill he's too big to play Wolverine. But you see it, you're like, no. Dude,
I mean, and the accurate depiction of Wolverine.
That's Wolverine.
It is.
That's fucking ridiculous.
They can do stuff with that, right? Wasn't the guy who played Gimli like wasn't he a big guy?
Yes.
They completely CGI'd him.
Yeah.
So they could do things.
They can.
That was back in the early 2000s.
Yeah,
it was.
So,
a lot of that was actually camera angles as well. Believe it or not.
Yeah, the actor that plays Gimli in Lord of the Rings is a very big guy. You're right. He's like a big Scottish dude.
Because even with like the Hobbits and stuff, it was the way they set the camera and where they had people stand.
Right.
The far away shots were little people.
Yeah. Exactly. So like even on the cart, they showed the cart. The cart was really funky looking, but when you set the camera at the right angle, they were literally on the cart. But he's sitting like 5 feet away from where
Gandalf looks huge.
Exactly. And it's the camera angle they used and a funky forced perspective.
Right.
So you think that they could do that with that Imane Khelif guy? Just different camera angles?
Listen,
and make her look like a woman.
We just backtracked on that forever.
Nelson, we made it out alive.
She's a she.
We made it out alive, Nelson.
I feel you.
You brought us back in.
I'm just trying to help the man out.
Just dig it. Oh, God, dude. Just keep fucking digging, man.
We here at the Sophie Kingdom Podcast do not support the hate that Nelson spits.
Seriously.
I agree. I don't hate that man at all.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing they did, I could say now is for Deadpool and Wolverine is the height accurate Wolverine was not size accurate. He was too skinny. Wolverine is supposed to be like
a short wrestler.
Give him an axe. He's a fucking dwarf.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Really? Oh, wow.
Like he's supposed to be just muscle bound because he's walking around with all that extra weight.
Yeah.
from that
Well,
skeleton,
how's
and he
he
just
get-
builds fast.
So how weak is like Scott Summers that like his girl is like checking out a short stumpy dude like that?
Yeah.
Like,
He's
I mean,
fucking
bro.
weak as hell, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That means Wolverine must have like a fucking wrench. Like, it's just like you can just see it through the yellow spandex.
So he's like a hog with a hog.
Wait, so
G's
Scott
just,
Summers.
G's just looking at it like in the
It's
danger
Cyclops.
room while they're training. Like,
Cyclops.
oh,
Cyclops.
Right, and then his girlfriend is
The
Was-
Phoenix or Jean Grey.
Ray.
Jean Grey.
So she
Who in
was
some
always
comic,
had a
yeah,
love
she's always had
triangle
a thing with
with
Wolverine.
Wolverine. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Maybe
And
she
it's
just
like-
has a short guy fetish.
Maybe she wants to dress
Some
him up,
people
you
like
know?
feet. Some people like feet.
Some people like Wolverine.
Some people like Wolverines.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
That's what it is.
Which do you fall into, Troy? A Wolverine
yeah.
or
Wow,
feet?
you know I'm gonna have to think about this.
Oh, wow.
We'll wait.
well, those are
Oh, wait. No, go ahead.
those are your choices.
no.
Feet,
Feet
or Wolverine.
Yeah,
Which fetish are you going with?
No hablo inglés.
Oh, yo hablo español.
I should have done
Yeah.
Japanese or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Te gusta un pedos? Te gusta un Wolverine?
Oh man, we got.
Can we go back to the boxing topic?
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Jesus Christ.
God damn it.
Oh
Here we
man.
go. We tried to
did.
spin away from
Listen,
this.
man, I'm on Team Italy all day long, man.
Actually, when I watched that fight, the Italian girl, like, there's another fight where like she rolled her ankle like in the middle of the fight and then quit. That's the second time she's quit.
So
And
she's
also-
a quitter.
And during that fight, like her defense, I'm not a fucking high level boxer or anything, but her defense kind of sucked.
Well, neither is she.
You could drive a fucking horse and carriage through her defense. I was like,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
There is a reality is there's some
Pick your
people
fucking
that
hands
get
up.
to the Olympics.
Yes.
It might be world class for their country, but not
Right.
world class in terms of world. There was a skier.
So you're saying that the Jamaican bobsledding team didn't earn their spot?
Bro, you might be the best boxer in your part of South Korea,
Yeah.
but when you go to Puerto Rico, you will get your ass
Here-
whooped.
Goddamn right.
Here's,
You're gonna get your
here's
ass
what can happen. Certain sports, you can get in just by competing enough and winning enough points.
Gotcha.
So there was I believe she was a skier. She can't do anything trick wise because this is the skiing, like the freestyle skiing, like the half pipe and everything. But she just kept showing up to competitions where there was only 2 other competitors.
Oh, wow.
So
Right.
she automatically got bronze.
Right.
And she got enough points through that she got into the Olympics. She lost, came in dead last, but she's like, I still got here.
Hey, you know what?
I
Fuck,
found
good for
a
her.
way.
Yeah.
So there, that's
She
a
like,
lot of
was just
time
in the
and
Olympic
commitment.
Village fucking
Yeah.
people. Like,
Did
I'm
you-
here.
did you see some of the
Give me the
some of
chlamydia
the
and the Olympic chlamydia. Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
Spew it on my face. Oh,
there was
I'm here for the free sex.
I'm here for that hot, no AC Paris Olympic Village.
on
sex.
that cardboard bed that everyone's
Oh,
breaking.
yeah. All the athletes not showering, you know.
Yeah, she's just looking for a gold
Smell
medalist,
it.
baby.
Yeah, that's right.
There was
Give
a
me them
couple,
gymnast feet.
There was a couple of divers that you're watching them dive and they're belly flopping, they're landing on their back, but
Wow.
they're in like the little hot tub giving each other high fives. Like fuck it, we're here.
They're
Hey,
not
it
just
Because
giving each
we
other
are
high
still
fives in that
we are
hot
still
tub,
the
from what I
best
understand.
from our country.
I ain't even mad. What country is that? So we can move over there and start dominating.
I believe it was a Latin country as well.
There was divers the one year. It might have been last year or the year before that were like from the Philippines or something, and they just fucking phoned it in. They were not coordinated. They would go out there and they would jump and they would all be doing different shit. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? They'd be getting like
great.
zeros. I was like, dude, wow. Like,
Yeah, hell yeah.
They didn't give a fuck. They were there to
Troll
have
in the
fun.
Olympics.
They were there to have
Yeah, I
fun.
seen it was the 2 guys from one country. They both flat out on their back, like they're doing the
Wow.
spin. They didn't even come around, just
Oof.
back.
Oh.
And then the next guy from the same country did the same thing, but they're still in the hot tub.
I don't-
Like, hey man,
I don't know if it was China or Hong Kong, but the one diving team, like the one guy's name was Long and the other guy's name was Wang. And
Yes.
I was like, instantly, I was like, I want them to win. I'm on Team Long Wang.
And you have to put them in that order every single
yeah.
time.
And no, it
was.
doesn't matter how you move it. It's either Long Wang or Wang Long. Like, either way, that's fucking awesome. That's the best diving team in the
Oh,
entire
man.
fucking Olympics.
They had to know it.
Yeah,
dude.
that's right.
They
Yeah,
They put those people together for a reason.
yeah. It's Long Wang making a splash in the pool over here.
And up next, we have Wang Long.
Speaking of Long Wang, there was actually a pole vault guy who got disqualified
Yes.
because his
His
Wang
junk slapped
Yeah,
the bar.
slapped
Yeah.
the bar and he got disqualified.
Yeah.
There was
Oh,
a French
man.
diver.
There
was a-
are worse ways to lose.
There was a French diver that they could not hide it. Like
Yes.
his bathing suit was so fucking tight. Like he just had this giant cock, and like everyone's like, well, "What do we talk
That's
about?"
a
Like,
feature, not a
yeah.
bug.
Yeah.
He's literally there. He's there live on NBC with this fucking corn cob, and you're just like, All right, here we
Yeah,
are.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
We're all
there are,
watching. The
there
world is
are-
watching.
There are worse ways to lose. You go back to your country, and the girls are like, "Well, you didn't medal, but
Yeah, but can I buy you a drink?
That's
Your
impressive.
cock took you off the podium, but it'll get you into my podium. Yeah. Fucking hell. Dude, just fucking schlong slap the bar.
so Troy, Wolverine or feet?
Yeah, motherfucker. Listen, so that rings the power trail, you guys. I mean, wow, it looks really impressive.
Yeah.
Rings of power.
So would you rather have a foot or a Wolverine on your ring of power? Which ring?
So Wolverine with a long wang.
Or a transgender with some nice feet. The options,
This is
options
gonna be
are
on the
clear,
internet
Troy.
forever. This is gonna be on the internet forever.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I'm
We-
just gonna.
it's-
I'm committed.
Not many people will see it, but it's going to be out there.
It'll be
It's going to be
there.
out there.
And someday when I run for president,
Oh,
people will see
shit.
me being ambiguous as
Goddamn
fuck
right.
about
Oh,
this
yeah.
topic.
You know what? We're gonna
never know.
promote the shit out of this podcast.
Do it. Do it.
In 10 years, nobody will be innocent on the
Yes,
internet.
goddamn
Sure.
right.
Speaking of no one being innocent, last night at 10 o'clock, Joe Rogan dropped his new special.
How was it?
It's pretty good. I watched it today, Burn the Boats. I watched it
Nice.
before I came here. It's good. It's his first special since COVID.
Nice,
So he
yeah.
had a lot to
Oh,
say.
a comedy special.
Yeah.
I'm so like Joe Rogan podcast. Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what's a special podcast?
No, he doesn't like. He hasn't released a comedy special since pre-COVID. So like, he had so much to say about like,
Oh,
you know,
wow.
him being canceled nonstop, and he's
Yeah,
like the king
yeah.
of. He's like, I'm the king of spreading misinformation. It was great. It was
Wow, I
actually.
gotta see
And
that.
it,
Yeah, if you got a spare hour, it's worth it.
yeah, and it was a live taping.
Live in San Antonio. Yeah.
So Netflix is leaning into that kind of
was
live
funny.
experience.
And I think there
Because it's
was
way
a heckler or two. There was because he was talking about China at one point. Someone yelled "cobalt mines." Joe doesn't hold back,
No.
so just watch it. It's pretty funny.
That's
pretty
But he
funny.
knows-
That's the best. Watching how comics deal with hecklers because
Yes.
you can't rehearse this,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah.
shows the true character.
You have
He
to
would-
have it in you to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
able to roast a
he's-
person
right.
on site.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe is good. He goes the one I remember the one that stood out in my mind was he was talking about his grandfather and like what to do with your loved ones when they get old. And he says he's like people are complaining about like old people getting STDs in these old age homes. And he's like, you mean there's somewhere I can send my grandpa where he's guaranteed to get herpes? He's like, where the fuck do I sign up? He's like, I'm going to load him up with Viagra, push him in there. He's like, and as he goes to the door, I'm going to blow a war horn. Like, he's like, I'm going to visit. He's like, every man wants that for their grandpa. He's like,
Right.
to be the monster of the old age home.
Yes,
He's like, I'm
right.
going to visit him in a month. He's going to open the door in an army hat, like a robe, big erect cock, like with a bottle of Jack Daniels in his hand.
That's right.
He's like, there's going to be passed out old ladies all over his room. He's going to go, all I do is fucking wait for the Lord. I was like, so the special's worth it, bro.
Okay.
It's
Hell yeah.
fucking worth it. Like,
That's
I'm not going to lie. I laughed pretty hard this morning. So.
I'm in. But to what Troy was saying, the Lord of the Rings,
Yes.
Rings of Power,
Yep.
season
Season
2 trailer looks fucking amazing.
It better for $1 billion.
Yes.
I mean,
yeah, absolutely. I mean, it really looks like they're gonna nail the Lord of the Rings like on TV. It looks movie quality.
It looks stunning.
It's hard to you're literally trying to like the Lord of the Rings movies are one of the most beloved, if not the most beloved movie franchise ever.
Right.
Like it's a hard fucking thing to follow. Like
Yes.
this fan base, you cannot. This is a fan base like you can't like. No, you can't
Yeah.
fucking piss this fan base off. It's
Yeah.
been around for literally 100+ years.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you can't do that. I don't know.
But it looks like they're nailing it. So
Although the
I'm
first
soaked.
season had a lot of haters. Like when I
It
watched
did.
it, I
did.
loved it.
I don't
loved
think
every
the
bit
world
of
was
it.
ready for black elves. You know?
That's,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's really
true.
what it was.
My favorite character was the Black Dwarf Queen. I
Yeah.
was like, bro,
Yeah.
She was
that's my character.
awesome.
She was killing
That
it.
is
She was
more of
killing
her.
it.
More
Yes,
of her, please.
yes.
Yeah,
I was
they
like, that's-
nailed it. That's
Yes.
what I didn't understand all the hate. I mean, I really enjoyed that.
It's fantasy.
I mean, one
people watch that and they're like, "Duh, buh, duh." What color's an elf?
Right.
How many elves do you know?
mean, there were-
What
there were-
color are mermaids
Exactly.
for that matter?
Right.
Yeah,
Like-
there were people I seen, and depending on how technical you want to get, they were critiquing it badly because, like, oh, the Numerias, like their look is
Oh, yeah.
is too Roman. It needed to be something different. It's like, but this is all inspired by like war and this
Yeah.
guy's world of when he went to war.
Yeah.
Like, So this is this kingdom, and yeah, maybe they made it too Roman for you, but like, what else were they going to use?
When it comes to fantasy, there's room for interpretation. I mean, it's like George R.R. Martin even came out and he was like pissed off because in the new, which by the way, the season finale of
I
House
haven't
of
watched
Dragon
the
just
season
ended.
yet. I haven't watched the season yet.
Season
Please no
finale tonight.
spoilers.
I won't ruin it. But he said in the flag of the House Targaryen, he's like, the dragon has like 2 legs and not 4. He's like, so it's technically a 3-headed wyvern. And I wanted to be like, oh God, shut the fuck up, George.
Write the last
Shut the fuck up
you
and write
fucking asshole.
Write Winds of
Yeah,
Winter.
goddamn
You shouldn't
right.
have
Fat
time to
piece
be
of
criticizing
shit.
this
Yeah.
shit.
Stop making Elden Ring and write your fucking book.
You know what they need to do is lock him in the room with that male boxer and just fucking threaten his ass the whole time.
You know, since we're
I
going
hate
back
you.
to that, I think I have to say, because I was giggling about this right when we started talking
Feet.
about
You're going to pick feet.
Yeah, so the name of the episode has to be Wolverine or Feet, right? Like, it's got to be Wolverine
So
or
what?
Feet.
It's like a picture of Hugh Jackman and like a fucking foot. Like
Yes, yes.
Well,
can do
I
that.
keep
We
hearing
can
on
do
the
that.
new Eminem album, like the Megan Thee Stallion foot. I don't
Yes.
know what that is, but I think that's got to be the foot, I
What's
guess.
up with Megan Thee Stallion's foot?
I don't know. It
Maybe
keeps
it's
coming up on
ugly.
that album.
She might
I
have
would
a
go at
mangled-
hobbit feet. You know what I mean?
There's no way Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah, they're really hairy.
There's no way. They're probably mangled.
Yeah, yeah. So, all right. So your choices?
Bro, I already said ambiguous as fuck. You're never going to know. You're never going to know.
So feet it is.
Ah,
Feet
listen,
it is.
you
All
guys
right.
can say whatever you want.
Listen, I'm excited for Rings of Power. I think
Same.
Yeah,
Amazon does a good job with its shows. Between the boys and
But Wheel of Time fucking
so
sucked.
he didn't like it.
I
I
know it was
loved
alright.
Wheel of Time.
It was so it wasn't bad.
I compared it to like the Shannara thing that MTV tried to do, and I was like,
Shannara
they ruined
Chronicles.
a fucking.
I only read one of those.
Terry
books.
Brooks wrote a beautiful series, the Shannara books. They're really good if you get into them. I've read almost all of them. In fact, I read probably 95% of them, and I loved them. And MTV turned it into like a teen drama, and I was like, this
fuck.
is bullshit. Like,
Wow.
I thought since the world of like fantasy is normally barren, and like you got Netflix coming out with like The Witcher Blood Origins, which
Right.
was literally an abortion
Trash.
that I had to watch.
It was so
the first
trash.
episode of. And
It's like a transgender boxer.
Jesus
well,
Christ.
thank God there is none in the Olympics. Oh my God. So, but Wheel of Time I thought was all right.
Correct.
It had its ups and downs, but like I thought, I don't know.
My problem with it was it looked so cheap, right? The sets looked cheap and fake. There
can't-
were a bunch of dumb mistakes. At one point toward the end of the season, Moraine is giving like a speech in front of one of the portals,
Yeah.
and at one angle her cape is blowing in the wind. Then in another angle it's wrapped around her body tightly. Then they go back to the first angle, it's blowing in the wind again. Just dumb
Listen,
mistakes.
If you hate that, you don't watch Batman Cape Crusader, the new
no,
animated
because
Batman.
of the cape, it's going to be a
So
lot of
There's a
problems.
lot of weird like. I grew up watching the Batman animated series, which is one of the best like animated cartoons ever.
Yep.
And like from the 90s. And this one, it's like they tried to do it, but they changed too much stuff. Like Penguin's a woman, Commissioner Gordon's black, Harley Quinn is a villain without the Joker, and she's Asian.
She's Asian, yeah.
And there's a lot going on, and you're
Why?
like, why? Like I don't know. Like it's
I
and
don't-
Batman just seems a little off. Like he
Yeah.
he loses people. They'll run from him. He can't fucking catch him. Like he'll get in a fist fight with someone. Like he has a hard time beating the female penguin in a fist fight. The one time there's a girl tied to
He
a
should
thing.
get some lessons from Amiri Khalif.
Bro, yeah. There's a fucking girl tied to a thing. And there's like a blade, like in the one
A
Edgar Allan
pendulum,
Poe
a pendulum,
movie.
a pendulum.
And when Edgar, yeah, it's swinging back and forth, and like her feet are tied, and her feet are tied together. Her fucking hands are tied. They untie her feet, and she's fucking still laying there. And I'm like, roll to the side, bitch. Your
Yeah.
fucking legs are free. You're literally safe. You just back roll, and you're
God
not going to
damn
get
it.
hit by the blade.
God damn it.
And they
Paralyzed by
untie
fear.
her one hand. She's still fucking laying. I'm like, all right, now you're just retarded. Like,
Yeah,
sorry
yeah.
to drop that. Nelson dropped it last episode.
Yeah, I did,
But I'm
I
like,
did.
you can't. You fucking can't.
Yeah, that's evolution at work at that
Which,
point.
by the way,
Sorry.
Joe Rogan's special, he touches on words we should be allowed to say again. You know,
Yeah,
It's like, you know.
good. But see, here's the thing. This is what, like in the world of superheroes, right? We have representation all over the place.
Yep.
We really do.
We do.
So what we need to do is focus on those characters and stop changing the characters that were created in one way.
Yep.
Leave them alone. And you could still bring in these other characters of different descents to play their roles.
What-
You've got your Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah.
You've got your Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle's Hispanic by heritage. Ra's al Ghul is
Arabic.
Asian, Arabic.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny is
But they made him Liam Neeson in the movie, right?
They
They
made him
did,
a Scottish
yeah.
man that pisses himself.
What's
But he has a
interesting though
certain
is
set of skills.
when you
Yes.
ask the people who are missing the diversity, the actual diverse groups, those that are feeling underserved, they say the same thing. No, just give us new characters, or take the characters that are already there,
Right.
and instead of leaving them as like Z-list, bring them forward. We don't want you to give us this guy,
Right.
and change them to cater to us.
Right.
We already have a guy. Him.
Absolutely.
As a
We have our
European
guy.
white guy, it was cool to see Raj Al Ghul become a white guy. We just can't stop winning, folks.
It's like, yeah, we got Raj Al Ghul now.
We got one. We got one.
It's like
Prince of
DEI.
Arabia. We got one.
One of my favorite comic characters is actually Black Spawn. A lot of people
Yes.
forget that. They forget
Yeah.
that Al Simmons is
Yes.
the black guy.
Yeah,
So I don't
absolutely.
know.
We got Zorro, motherfuckers. Bring them in.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but like seriously, like if you leave your beloved characters the way they are, because like even like the Green Lantern, you have different versions of the Green Lantern.
Yeah.
So you've got your
I like
Kyle
the gay
Rayner.
one.
You've got your Hal Jordan.
Yep.
But you've also got what's
Gay as fuck now.
Guy Gardner.
Guy Gardner.
Yeah.
No, the black Green Lantern. I can't remember his name.
Not
right now.
Hal.
He's a Marine.
Yeah.
But like we have
Because
representation.
Hal's Air Force pilot. And all the Green Lanterns are like military.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. So we do have the proper representation. It's just that they keep missing the mark, and they keep trying to force it down our throats in a way that's like, no, we've grown up with these characters for years. Leave them be. Bring in the other ones, so that we can be happy with.
You know the change that bothered me the
representation.
most in the whole, and this is what turned
Little
me
Mermaid.
off from like from the Superman, or not Superman, but like the superhero genre, is that one Batman that had nipples.
Clooney.
That is what
Clooney Batman.
Clooney Batman.
Yes. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
the most fucked up
The
decision
suit,
they've
the
ever
suit
made.
didn't need nipples. That was weird.
So,
No,
so
that was
you
a
know
little
what?
weird.
What
So
was
we
the
have
That's
a
homoerotic.
we do have a third choice. So it's Wolverine, feet,
Or
nipples, Batman.
but it's George Clooney.
It is George
I
Clooney.
mean,
It
it's
is
not
George
gay to
Clooney.
think
Yeah.
George Clooney's hot.
George Clooney's a handsome man.
He is a
valid-
handsome man.
that's a
This
valid
is an easy
point.
choice. George Clooney. All
It's
the
a
way.
valid point.
That's my
Yeah,
choice.
it's a valid
Like, fuck ambiguity.
Bat
George
nipples.
Clooney all
Bat
the way.
nipples.
Bat nipples.
Bat
Bat nipples.
nipples.
Bat
Yes.
nipples. Also the name of the
That's
episode.
right. It fucking read my mind, dude.
Wolverine,
nipples.
feet, or bat nipples.
Right.
Yes.
I guess I'm going. Well, why don't we all pick then?
All right, let's do it.
Let's all,
Go for it.
You want me to go next?
You go next. I know where you're going.
I'm picking feet, bro.
I know you're going.
I'm
feet.
picking feet 10 days at a time.
I know you're going
That's
George Clooney bat nipples. Damn.
I know, bro. Listen, I can't help the way I was born, bro.
True. No, you can't. You can't.
I'm like that boxer. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Like, some
Yeah,
people
so
have higher
that's
testosterone. Some people
Yeah.
like feet.
That's it.
That's the law. That's the thing.
I feel like
got.
Eddie's. I feel like Eddie's going Wolverine.
So Borderlands, right?
No one escapes, Eddie.
Listen,
No one escapes.
You two pussies can't stay out of this. Right? You gave him bat nipples. I got feet. There's other things you can pick. You know, like you guys don't have to pick. You know. No, you're not ending it. No, he's saying end it. At least make him go. At least make him go. Nelson, you have to, like, this motherfucker's, can you see him? He's off camera going, end it.
Oh my god.
We all know you like Wolverine. Fucking pick it. Pick it.
I was cueing Eddie to fucking hit the end.
No.
button.
No, you have to pick.
All right, I'll pick.
You have to
So
pick.
Borderlands.
No.
Yeah, right.
That movie's gonna be ass.
Unbelievable,
That movie's gonna be ass. Let's go ahead. There you go. There's your review. That movie's gonna be ass.
That's your
Back
review.
to Nelson.
Wait, Jamie Lee Curtis can be like a fourth option, right?
Oh God.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
I'm still picking feet over Jamie Lee Curtis.
I'm just trying to help you out, Nelson.
Thank you. Can we pick
For
a time?
those of you that are still jerking off to True Lies, Jamie Lee Curtis, check out the show The Bear and look at her as grizzled drunk
Oh, my
mom,
God.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
Then
Also,
decide your
yogurt
movie.
commercial.
You'll
Jamie Lee
puke on
Curtis.
Yeah, like I
yourself.
can't shit Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
I need probably,
Yeah.
yeah. That's a thought you want to think about.
Exactly.
How
Hi, I'm
far-
Jamie Lee Curtis. Michael Myers used to chase me, and I can't shit.
Oh,
Eat
man.
Activia. Like,
Activia.
fuck.
How far we have fallen. You know what I mean?
And speaking of how far we have fallen, so you got a Wolverine, you have George Clooney's bat nipples, you have a pair of feet, and what are we going to throw Jamie Lee Curtis? In
I
now?
think we should.
Okay, since
Throwing-
you
There's
guys are
four
having
of
trouble
us, there should be
deciding,
four, yeah.
we have we even make it easy on you. We have True Lies, Jamie Lee
True
Curtis.
Lies.
There's your
Come
easy.
on.
There's your easy straight man out.
All right, True Lies, Jamie Lee Curtis. Then.
Very
That is-
nice.
that is where
Ed,
I'm going.
Ed, you
This
gonna go?
is bullshit, Cameron. You two, this is fucking bullshit. But honestly, I still stick with my choice.
Yeah,
I still stick with my choice.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us
I
at the
choose-
Sofa Kingdom podcast.
I choose Jamie Lee Curtis.
George
Feet.
Clooney.
Sofa Kingdom OFC.
Yeah.
You can find us at
Sofa Kingdom podcast.
You can also find us on Pornhub under feet.
And the new George Clooney nipple section.
That's
Yeah.
right.
We
Yes.
just added it today.
Yes.
Fuck bat nipples with feet.
Bat nipples with feet.
Wow.
a recipe for success.
I can't stand you motherfuckers.
You should just give in and chose, man.
That was great.
You made it hard on yourself.
Is it really? Was it that quick? Damn.
Yeah.
Time
When you're
flies
having
when
fun,
you're talking about Batman.
shit. We gotta have you back, Troy.
Oh, I had
I'm
some
good.
very
down.
controversial discussions to ridiculous discussions, and
And that's how life should go.
right.
Absolutely.
It should.
And
That's how you
Elon's
deal with these issues.
feet.
Feet.
Right.
Good times to be had.
As always, John.
I love how Eddie got away with just hitting the button.
Well, I set him up for that. I said, at least make him pick.
I thought you guys were gonna show me some other gross TikTok trend. Like you learning about fucking hot tua.
No.
No, there's hot pua where you shit on that thing.